Eastern Michigan doing the unthinkable.
Huge potential here.
He gets one, he gets two.
That is beautiful, beautiful front to back right there.
Up 3-1 Eastern. Looking good, feeling good. Life is good.
Hello, Eastern Michigan. It is me, Henry Perrin, and I am honored to have a former member of the team here with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Waffle Pig, or Ryan. I was the 80 carry last year. Steven and I tore up the bot lane in playoffs and the regular season, so looking forward to see what they do this year.
And bot lane's been doing pretty good. Steven, he's now jungle now, which is his actual main role, and Zero can play his main role now that you're gone, and he does
and
well.
Boy, did he need that.
He did.
He needed it bad.
You see, it's so weird now because last time, last season, everyone hated on him, and they were kind of justified, and now everyone still hates on him, and he carries. So yeah.
I'll be sure to hate on him a moderate amount if I have to.
Okay, I'll be the good cop in that case.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get any deeper into it, let's go into our schedule here. And today we're up against Central Michigan, and then tomorrow will be the run back in Valorant, based on whoever wins or loses. And then on the 9th, we are against Northern Illinois in then the 10th Valorant, 9th being League of Legends, of course. And then we'll be back on the 11th versus Ball State, the big bad, the scary one. So, going into our standings, I think you're going to have a lot. Oh, wait. Yeah, here we are. Ball State, 7-0. That's not surprising.
Perhaps
but Eastern, top 3.
Very nice.
That's pretty good. Especially considering where we started. I am very impressed with the team this season. And the Ball State game is going to be a banger. I'll tell you that. I genuinely think we're good enough to give them a good fight. And if we're like their one loss, that's going to be iconic. Dare I say?
I think that for me that would be a big goal for this team. The 0-3 defeat to them in the playoffs last year, in our defense, felt like a pretty close 0-3.
Yeah, you guys put up a fight. And I think the team's a bit more cohesive now. They got a bit more practice. So real quick, you also probably have a lot to say about our roster as well.
Right. So quite the shakeup to my understanding. Obviously, Drywall Boxer moved to the jungle. And Zero playing an actual role that he has learned, which is very exciting.
No more Ivern top lane.
Yeah, the Zero Shambo bot lane has something a little more consistent for the roster. And in addition, we have a new top laner. We got Inferno up there, who we really like to use as a carry threat, a very consistent
Inferno's
player.
Been nuts, by the way.
Yes, I've heard and I've seen.
You want to talk about like funny things like Ivern. I've seen him pick Smolder top a lot, which is...
I was literally just watching and get a kill on Smolder top.
Yeah, which is disgusting, by the way. We are actually going into draft. It's on time today. That's shocking. I don't think it's ever been on time. All right. So right now, looks like we are... I'm guessing that the Pike and the Aurora and Rengar are target bans. I'm guessing that's based on their roster. And they are doing a more... Normally, all the bans are directed towards Drywall in the jungle. We've normally seen a Nunu ban. The Skarner ban is standard. I'm curious if Nunu's going to come through. It is a fearless draft, remember? So anyone that gets picked this game, they're gone after that. So I think that increases the odds of us seeing a Nunu. Briar, okay. Briar, champion. And Rammus is such a hard counter to Briar. It's insane.
But then the downside of that is if you lock in Rammus to counter Briar before seeing any of their team, you just locked in Rammus.
Yeah. That's true.
Ori probably a bit more consistent.
Yeah, Wukong Ori a bit more consistent, and Wukong able to be flexible. Orianna, one of the 4 horsemen of mid lane, basically. Speaking of horsemen, there's Rise. I do want to say it's kind of funny because when Briar came out, everyone was like, oh, she's a champ that the game plays for you. But that actually makes her harder than a lot of champions because the game's not very good at her. So
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It really isn't, is it?
So you have to do a lot. You have to have a lot of good management of your cooldowns and timings as Briar, which I think actually makes her pretty interesting. I don't think she has much of a pro scene impact, but I could be completely wrong on that. The Jhin coming out, I'm guessing they're going to pick their support next to match the Jhin. Yeah, I mean, you were the ADC player. What do you think of Jhin right now, or just overall?
Well, I mean, I'd assume if I'm the chips here, I am pretty worried about playing Eastern, and I'm probably just picking comfort. Yeah, Jhin brand.
Jhin brand is very strong, very aggressive.
When you're playing in a sort of disparity like this, it's good to keep it simple. So, you know, picking things that you're comfortable on, even if they might not do so well, does give you a good chance, especially in shorter series. But they're up against some pretty heavy hitters already with the rise in the Unara.
Yeah. And Zero's been cleaning house with Unara.
Yeah, I find that very believable. Unara's damage is insane. She is very fast, which doesn't bode well for Jhin because a lot of his game plan revolves around him being the fast guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Unara just has more.
She can actually run him
Rise,
down.
Wukong also have a lot of speed, and a lot of team fight potential.
A lot of potential to ambush Jhin as well, too.
Yes.
But also, I'm surprised we're banning Milio here because I'm guessing it's brand support. I don't think that's going to be brand mid or...
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard for me to say, but in either case, the CMU roster here is very vulnerable. Brand and Jhin are not easy champions to survive on, especially from ganks from more experienced players. God forbid those ganks are coming from a Wukong. God forbid that Wukong now has Lulu's ultimate on him.
Lulu's ultimate, yeah. And yeah, Lulu, very strong champion right now. In general, Enchantress have been very strong, particularly because, you know, bot lane with its extra gold and extra item lead, a scaling bot laner is incredibly powerful right now. So getting the protection there. It is going to be the Karma, actually. So I guess that is brand in either mid or, dare I say, top.
Yeah.
That would be quite quirky.
Yeah, I'm not super tapped into the meta. I don't know if Karma is super mid lane viable right now.
I've been seeing her more in support more often.
Yeah, I figure.
But you know, it's hard to say. A recurring theme with teams. There it is. I was going to say a recurring theme with teams that have gone against us is that they don't really have a front line. You know.
And that is the top lane counter pick. That is a different one.
Inferno
but similar concept.
Inferno is willing to be the villain. He will pick those ranged top laners.
And I know that their coach, Arlent, is also willing to be the villain. In fact, he's incapable of being anything else. So
wait. Is it going to be Camille? I mean, I like Camille as well if you're going to pick a fighter in this situation. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I think Ornn can actually do kind of decent into range top laners because Ornn doesn't need to engage, and Ornn can build sustain items for himself in lane. So I think and especially in a fearless draft, I think it makes more sense to save your Smolder, your Vayne, in case you need to hit a game.
That does make sense, and I will say I am worried for CMU with what I am seeing. Just zooming out here, it looks like Eastern has the better scaling.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily hard losing lanes. CMU looked like they couldn't sort of decide, and I'm sure there's probably also champion pool limitations on their roster that they couldn't really tell if, you know, they wanted to pick up kills on comfort champions like Briar or pick something safe and consistent like Jhin. And so now they're sitting there staring down a very simple, easy execution, and powerful team on Eastern side with Lulu Unara.
It was kind of like
lots of dive, lots of damage, lots of wave clear, lots of everything.
It's kind of like a jazzy draft, you know? It was kind of like, yeah, man, I'm feeling a Briar right now.
Yeah, they played a couple dissonant notes, but you know, if you play them confidently, they might still, you know, fit into the music. So that is what CMU is hoping for.
The thing is, though, I keep hovering on Briar because I think it's the most interesting pick on their team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really do well into any of these champs except for maybe Rise. But like Lulu gets shut down.
Exactly.
Camille can easily fight Briar, and Wukong has plenty of. In fact, I actually don't know if a Briar interaction with Wukong clone. I think she does target the clone automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, there's a lot to go from there. And again, Jin, Brand, they're going to be a very bowling lane, and you know, Lulu Yunara doesn't really have sustain. Right, and they're going to be very weak early, so there is potential to maybe snowball. But
yeah, and I do think that's sort of their best bet here. They need Brand to do a lot of damage if they want to win this game. I don't know how they are going to get him to that point. I really feel like too many things went right for Eastern here. They got their top lane counter pick, the blind Briar into sort of immediate, oh gosh, what do we do now when we get Wukong and Rise? I feel like we lost none of the pieces we wanted. We got them all.
I also
and
feel
Simu's
like
kind of already picking comfort and on the back foot.
But
so.
also it's like first picking for comfort picks too, right? Like it's like I don't think anyone's gonna ban Briar or steal Briar.
And especially in Fearless, it's good to keep the comfort for when the meta stuff that counters it is gone.
Yeah.
A Briar coming in on maybe a game 2 after Lulu's out of the way might have a better chance.
Yeah, I completely agree, because even if you go against another enchanter, none of them enchant quite like Lulu. I consider her the enchanter's queen.
None of them turn you quite into like a literal squirrel.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing.
Yeah. I'm going to say that if they want to win, they're going to have to really play into this bot lane, and Ornn needs to go even, basically. Mid, obviously, actually, if it's Brand versus Rise, that's a canon matchup. That's Apprentice and Master.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure if, in theory, I think Brand is a good matchup into Rise.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have a theory that either way, Lance Romance Rise is going to make this guy the Apprentice.
And also, I'm also pretty sure, considering how strong Rise is right now, matchups probably don't matter as much. I'm going to wager.
I would believe it. I am excited to see what sort of shenanigans Rise gets up to on the current patch.
We got a little spoiler. They're actually in the game right now. So we will be going there momentarily. Another big change this season that I will constantly state is that the game starts almost instantly now. There's no minute of waiting around for potential invades. Some people have very mixed feelings about that.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to try to commentate through Shambo's screen. Like I noticed an early trade in bot lane there, and Shambo's already doing his patented emote spam.
And that does, I mean, honestly, emote spamming is sometimes all you can do against the likes of a level 1 Karma.
Yeah.
But truthfully, if you're on screen to spam emotes, you might be standing too close.
Well, yeah, exactly. And there's not really too much reason to walk up to walk up as Yunara into a Jhin.
Yeah.
Because the Jhin is going to be able to bully her very effectively. But at least it's not the bullet hell lane of Brand versus Brand Jhin. I've done that one, or heaven forbid. My least favorite is Ashe Zyra.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, no, that one is like my sleep paralysis bot lane. And we have audio, so it looks like we're going to actually be getting to see things soonish. Yeah, and quick question for production: is there a delay? Okay, there is no game delay.
Ooh,
good to know. Good to know. Okay. Also, looks like Zero's chair is empty. I'm guessing he's playing from home. It is a break. Yeah, both Zero and Inferno are at home. It's school break here, so only the most devoted get to come in. These
and from what I hear, that is probably a welcome development for the EMU players that are here to finally get to play a game of League in relative quiet.
Yeah.
This game has a lot to think about.
They don't have to hear me yelling.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did you see the Shyvana update?
I did not. I know that they're doing it, and that's all I know.
It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. But the meme is that Donkey from Shrek was onto something.
I see.
Yes, but
I'll be sure to look that up when I get home.
yeah, no, and they've slightly revised her kit a bit. It's mostly the same, but she's going to be much more of a like. Her scaling is much more tied to the large.
All right,
minions.
we get to see the lane states on wave, I want to say 3 here.
That's your bot lane brain
And
talking.
that is already, you can see that Jin Karma didn't quite get done what it would have needed to. And Jin kind of makes sense. I think you want to pair it with something with a little more level 1 oomph. Obviously, the Ezreal is the classic. Because other than that, Lulu does a deceptive amount of damage.
She does, thanks to picks.
So unless you keep those trades really short and sweet or have a very scary level 180 carry, Lulu can kind of just slap you up and have you walking away on your lane bully. Well, as we see here, you know, down to a 30 health.
And we actually did a little bit of a cheeky invade into their jungle, but we're going to be backing now. Seeing that there's not really anything there. Not really a gank opportunity considering how much Prio is in the lanes, which, again, this is a very important season for Prio because getting things like early Scuttle and early Dragon is so pivotal in this season.
And priority is something that we can already see Eastern has in abundance. Camille already, perhaps predictably, Inferno's Camille putting up good priority and a CS lead. Bot lane doing the same, getting a crash, getting a reset. And looks like this Yunara is going to be on pretty good pace to scale here.
And now that excellent part of the macro is that we're letting Ornn walk in now when Drywall is on the side of the map. So there could be a potential gank coming in here to get an early kill onto Ornn. You're going to have to chip him down, obviously. I don't think Ornn usually dies in one from full health in a gank.
And obviously, the wave just got in a really good state for Inferno, but he had to commit a pretty good chunk of health to get there.
Ornn hurts.
This is kind of potentially scary for, well, both teams are trying to set up plays around these big sort of waves that are building up, right?
Oh, but the Jin pushes it in.
Yeah, I mean, it's already pretty stacked. I think it might be a bit fast, but the question mark is, how aware is the Eastern bot lane that it's happening?
Yeah, but Briar's just kind of lurking in the bushes. And, you know, Briar has very good burst mobility, but, you know, the wave's too pushed in, so she's not going to really be able to get anything there.
Yeah.
Oh, Farouk. But nah, it's Lulu. You can't really get him. And now Drywall comes
all of a sudden, as soon as the Briar's recall finishes,
hey, babe,
Jungle
come to
Gate
bot
comes
lane.
in,
Is
gets
your
a
jungler there?
flash.
No.
Don't worry, though. It does get worse for this bot lane because their wave isn't in a good spot either.
Yeah,
but again, Eastern doesn't need to overcommit to anything. All of their lanes are comfortable. They're setting up good crashes within reason. Unless we're looking at an aggressive good buffer by Inferno. I don't know how much that would have got done even if it did stop him.
I think they were maybe trying to sync it up with a Briar ult, but then again, Briar doesn't have ult yet. So yeah, I'm not sure what
maybe
that
just trying to keep him from backing. But yeah, Eastern has already pretty much gotten everything they could have wanted. They got a Yunara Lulu with an early CS lead and a call.
We have
they got
a
Camille with the lead. Drywall Boxer is going to try to hold forward, take a bit of chip. We have 6 on Rise and Brand.
And no one is coming in for the Dragon quite yet. I think the Briar will get there first, but we will have lane prio in both lanes, I believe. So I think Drywall does have time to do this. But Brand is getting to his crazy pushing state. So
Lance making a good trade there. This stuff really does matter, again, for the team with the sort of I'm trying to be nice.
Well, it hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah, the less consistent composition, they really needed their plays to go right. They can't just be burning sums and not getting anything in the lane. They certainly can't be getting solo killed by Lance Romance. First Blood just runs him down, doesn't even have to commit flash, but gets Brand's flash.
He knows the limits. He knew exactly. He's like, yeah, no, that's enough damage. I can walk under this tower. And with that, I think the Briar was going to be too scared to take Dragon.
I will say it is great to be back in this facility and, you know, seeing the community come together in their own way. Here we go.
All right, onto Lulu.
This is exactly what they needed.
Is what they needed.
Gyrobox is going to turn it with his.
He's here, and he's ready to get the follow-up. Okay, that's one.
Yunar's ult is still on. Hits the slow. That's probably just going to be it, but a 1-for-1 support for support.
Support for support, and
Karma gets the kill on ours.
And Karma's the one who got the kill. That's a very positive trade for Eastern.
Yeah, very worth it. Again, that I think really that Lance Romance solo kill is going to be the big headache for this team.
And it looks
God
like,
forbid another solo kill comes through. Because,
I was just about to say.
Again, this CMU comp really now more than ever needs that brand to be in a better spot. And against Lance's Rise, unsurprisingly, not an easy spot to get to.
No, not
I personally, I wouldn't get there either, buddy. It's not not much you can do. This guy, one of the Eastern's most consistent players for a very long time. Probably one of the best mids in the conference, if not the best one. Lance Romance gonna show it off again with the yeah, really just unfortunate overplaying your hand on something like the Karma, but pretty classic Karma mistake.
Classic, you walk in, you try to get Vision Burger drag, turns out the whole posse's there.
And when you do it in desperation like that, without doing your sort of order of operations, playing through the lane to get that wave pushed out first, all of a sudden, the team that is doing that, well, they've already crashed their wave. They're already standing up there. They just walk in, root you, blow you up.
They will get grubs in exchange, but grubs are much weaker this season, I've noticed. They're more of like a consolation objective.
Yeah, especially for a team that an additional issue with this comp is I can imagine it struggles to do turret taking quite as well. Just the short effective ranges of things like Brand and Briar. These are champions that are pretty easy to space.
Wait a minute,
Inferno's
hold that thought.
Should be fine.
Because Inferno is out of position, but the Ornn can't follow up.
Okay, he's going back in for the 1v2, really feeling it. Home setup must be really comfortable. Ultimate goes wide, Inferno has to flash. 1v2 not quite panning out the way he needed, but he goes back in, gets the shield, times it, doesn't quite have enough. Just can't stop himself from eating back in every time.
All their resources are gone.
Yeah, they used a lot there. We saw flashes, we saw Ornn, we saw Briar R. All of it gone, all the mana gone.
And Inferno snipes.
Inferno now getting a massive lead for surviving that. He's gonna go up 40 plus CS. They're gonna get this dive off on Briar. She had to get out way faster. There's nowhere for her to go.
No, yeah, you just have to not.
Just goes in, doesn't get the assist to Drywall. That's probably the best you can get there.
I appreciate the gumption there. You have to engage there. You can't just sit there.
That's all you can do once you get to that point. And at this point, Eastern has had everything they could have asked for. They have all the CS leads on all of the outscaling lanes. Not just CS leads, they've got
that said, this Karma's juicing.
They are pumping some damage in the bot lane, but not really having enough mana on the Jhin to overcommit and finish this off.
Zero just going in, no fear.
Doing the thing I've heard of. Alting in, has again the Enchanter, has the ult, gets Karma's heal for it, but trades his own barrier, but puts Jhin in a really rough spot.
Yeah, because Jhin needs this wave. Jhin can't leave this.
Yeah.
I mean, Briar is here, and without Lulu, Zero is vulnerable.
Yeah. Lulu does still have heal and is also staying. It's just a very 2 low health bot lanes.
But
One
Briar's gone.
jungler's just walked away. One jungler's walking towards. It doesn't sound great for them.
It feels like again, this is a situation where you really need to take a risk, and it feels like they're kind of scared to do that. You know, like
Right. I mean, especially now at this point, you very quickly in a draft like this and in a series like this. After a couple, Briar ults go wide, like the first couple key ones. You expect it to happen, but when it does, and you get these solo laners in this state, you sort of stop seeing angles. You stop seeing even riskier, lower percentage plays, because you're just sitting there like, oh, I have Blackfire Torch and no shoes. I have a
shoeless.
Moonstone and no shoes.
yeah.
I have 2 Giants belts and some shoes. And all of a sudden, it's kind of, impossible for them to really find angles no matter what champions they put where.
Well, and that's the other thing. I think that's another reason why Briar is a very difficult champ. Her ultimate is so telegraphed.
Yeah.
Like, you basically need CC
Trades
to
an ult
accompany
and the
it.
Ghost for a flash, but he feels himself and steps up, and Lance out-trades him under turret. Not quite, but...
It just barely doesn't, but
Yeah.
I mean, that was disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real.
I mean, a flash, they figure they're resetting anyway. They're happy with that.
You got the empowered
Lance's
recall, too.
mid-quest completed, so he gets the empowered recall in the shoes.
Yeah.
Looking good. And you can see already a 2-level lead up here, again, as predicted, going up almost 50 CS.
And there's
and
nothing Orin can do
that
here.
Yes, that's the theme, is there's nothing insert character
Yeah,
name
nothing
can do
Blink
anymore.
can do here. Right.
There's not much a short-range character like Brand can do to come back. There's not much a Briar gank can do to shut this down without the damage elsewhere to follow it up. There's not much Jin Karma's going to be bringing home against a level 6 Lulu.
No, and when it's like, I think the other problem with this comp is you're kind of dependent on Ornn to get that hard engage in, right? Like, you could do a Jin W. Oh, and this has been
this
the Eastern
tower-
Special right now. Doing the tower dive.
Yep, very coordinated. They get everybody where they need them to get these tower takes done.
But Brand's nowhere to be seen.
Giving up a dragon potentially.
Yeah, we
just
don't
going to
get to
swap their
that.
bot up to mid. Or not.
But I mean, you can give up this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're EMU here, you see the solo lanes, you're hitting tab, you see the CS, you see the items. You're not worried about Soul.
No, you're not, because you're
You're
trying
worried
to close
about
up the
closing
game.
this fast.
You're
and
trying to close up a game before Soul is even
Yeah.
on the table.
long before. And the play they did top lane, that's how you do that.
Okay, there's the
But
Jin
it
play
looks like a
going
bit
in,
of an
though, going to catch
overreach.
drywall out of the
Jin
loop.
is going to
And
pick them off. They get completely wiped. Yunara not quite there at the same time as the enemy bot lane. Briar unfortunately goes wide again for CMU. But that is the kind of stemming of the bleeding. Who got that shutdown?
it
I want
was
Jin.
Jin did, but Karma got one of them too. Which
Got
I think
it.
Jin got the Rise one, which was much bigger.
Yeah.
Which is good. But you hate to see that go onto the Karma.
Yeah. That is the kind of play that it might be too little too late, but that was the kind of thing they were hoping for when they locked these champions in.
Well, and that's also the kind of play where once you've made it, you kind of have to back off a bit because there's nothing to really take from that.
It was after Dragon.
Yeah.
You
and
used
already
everything
got
you
Dragon.
had.
No, next fight will probably be for Rift Herald. Lance has rotated up. All the lanes have pretty much properly rotated. And except for on their side, the Ornn is still top side, and it's actually Brand who's matching the Camille.
Yeah, because obviously with how strong Rise is, you want to use Camille with this Trinity Force and full Hydra.
That's insane.
To be setting up turret takes. From where Eastern's sitting, even with those kills, that gold's just going into champions that cannot do the things this team needs done.
And even
so they still just have to watch. But they are not keen on doing that. going for a play. Zero gets a
Zero
little
casually
sidestep.
sidesteps it. And
Turns out he does have a mouse, despite the Twitch chat allegations.
And even though they got Rift Herald, they're like, you'll probably get mid tower from that.
Yeah.
But
Inferno dropping a solo kill between the turrets, bot lane, surviving very comfortably. That sort of thing is a disaster. Letting a Camille, again, go up a ton more XP, a ton more CS, get a little bit of personal private time with that inner turret. And at the same time, bot lane's getting ganked.
Bot lane's getting ganked, and there's nothing, there's no peel. There's no way to throw it off. What's the Karma Root going to do if he's already right in your face? And also, no one can stop the Camille. I wouldn't be surprised if this game continues. I wouldn't be surprised if the Camille's up 4 levels by the end of this. Like,
it's, yeah, I mean, I honestly would hope Eastern can close a bit faster than that.
yeah, they will.
Especially as, yeah, mid turret falling, opening up the map even more. They're already not yet 20 minutes into the game. They've bled out all their turrets. All of the gold has landed in the laps of our key players. Lance is super fed. Inferno is super fed. Zero even has items.
And CS.
Despite the allegations once again.
Despite the allegations. No, his lawyer's very happy. His lawyer can take the week off.
And all of this happening on a comp that, again, like we said, was gonna just scale anyway if none of that happened.
Well,
but it did happen. So now they've got the scaling Yunara plus Enchanter and the Rise with the Ghost.
And that's the thing that, like, Eastern has consistently just had a strong comp, right? And we've gone against a lot of teams where the comp's not so solid. Again,
yes.
Jazz comps are fun, especially in solo queue, but this is the deep end.
I did personally. I love that TFT set where Jazz was a trade.
Oh, and you got the Jazz music when you paired them all together. That was so.
Oh yeah.
I don't care about the balance of TFT. That was the best TFT set, no question.
The theming was. I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was the most I actually played TFT just so I could keep hearing the music.
Yeah. Coming up on almost a 9,000 gold lead for Eastern here. And again...
Oh, but Briar is going to land.
It's going to land, but it's going into a very strong team, but they're split up. Zero stuck off on the side, gets hit by everything.
Gets hit by everything and is alive. Zero.
Despite my best defense of him, he's barely not going to make it out.
Alive.
No, he's not.
That is the power.
He's not alive. That's the thing. That's not a... Yeah, Brand does that. But again, even with a really good angle and a very disorganized fight from the Eastern bot lane, they just don't have the stats. They just don't have the items to get more than the drop on a single guy. So they get their one guy, they embarrass Zero, the Twitch chat goes wild, but then their whole team just gets wiped.
And another thing about the Briar ult, you go in before your team, and you have to stop before the tower. So your ult is cut short.
Yeah,
Look, has to
we've got
here.
Enchanter on jungle. But again, it's neither team can really
Look
follow
at all
on what's
that
happening.
protection.
At the same time, Inferno gets a nasty TP flank, and it's just standing there again, up 80 CS and up so many items. So even if they all turned on him right when they saw him, I don't think it would have done anything.
No, it wouldn't have. I mean, and you've seen they've killed Zero, and what did they get for it? Literally nothing.
Yeah, that was all that they could do, and that's sort of, I think, what we can expect to see no matter how in sync this CMU team gets. Well, they just no longer have the numbers.
That's
ultimately.
the other challenge about being behind is even if you do catch a player with their pants down and kill them and get the shutdown, right? It's going to take all your resources, and that's for one player.
And even in the case of Zero, who stayed home so he wouldn't even have to wear pants, it's just not getting a lot of value because he's still getting a non-zero amount of damage off before he goes down. He's not decelerated at all.
No.
I mean, all their damage is going into Wukong clones, and here comes Inferno, level 16, 3 items,
Lure
one-shots Jin, one-shots everybody. This is a 0 for 5 easily, even getting stunned under tower from Lance Romance there.
And also,
they just don't have the numbers.
Inferno has GA.
Yeah, GA unpopped, I mean, health bar unmoved.
Unmoved.
They took 1,000 damage net total across their team, diving into like champions like Brand, because this lead is just completely insurmountable. The gold lead swelled to 15,000, I want to say.
And
the Baron is theirs. The objectives are theirs.
I want to respect it because my low elo brain would try to end the game here, right? But it's like, why do that? They're all going to respawn. Don't risk another fight. Just take Baron.
Yeah, and also, you have so much gold in your pockets now if you're EMU. So you're going to get that Baron. Inferno's already ready for it. He's already got, you know, the lanes pushed, so everyone gets a free comfy reset at the same time. And they, you know, get to deploy out as a unit.
Man, they also just have the damage to eat Baron like a bunch of piranhas. Like, it's just gone. Like, we go to instant replay.
Another thing that having a team comp like this lets you do, it's better at objectives, it's better at fighting, it's better at side lane, it's better at, especially in this state. Even from even, it would have been better. This is not even.
Yeah, this is not even. This is far from even. And now it's just a matter of principle, right? Now it's just you finish what you start. You take their Gromp while you're at it to run the Assault with.
And EMU's trying to go a bit deep here. You do want to try to do this with Baron, right? Keep someone on the waves, though. So Boxer going in, trying to stat check, and it's working. They are fully broken into the base.
And that's the power of Lulu.
Lance is running them down under their Nexus turrets. Level 17, hitting
gets
everything,
away with
by the way.
Grand Theft Auto right there. Just ran up and shot her
Coupled
under
with
turret.
those upgraded Ionians and the spammable Ghost and the champion Rise.
Yeah.
Hard to be too upset about that if you're Eastern. A very clean execution of what was the better comp ultimately.
No, that was insane. And I want to point out, Lulu enables you to walk up that aggressively, right?
Absolutely,
because even though all the CC goes into Wukong, boom, you're big now. Now you're a raid boss. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the second you blind stuff like that short range and that sort of forward holding aggressive, and you let them pick in a meta where Lulu's allowed, it's not going to go well. You're not going to have the fun you wanted to have when you picked Briar, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Try as you might.
Again, I more of a game 2 pick, more of a later pick, right? You want to see Briar more as a counter pick, essentially, when you've seen the team already. But yeah, no, great game from Eastern. That was like 23 minutes. Like that was exceedingly. I mean, that's about as fast as a non-FF15 can go. Like great game from us, and we're going to go to break for now, and we'll be back with game 2. All right, we are back, and man, I love Fearless Draft. I love not knowing what's going to come next, essentially. I hope this format sticks because it's so much fun.
Yeah, every champ I was prepped to see today, I have now seen. I was ready to see Rise and Yunara and see how that plays out. The things I'm excited to see are, it seems like Inferno's got a very deep pool of very flashy sort of hyper carry tops. Things like ranged melee, you name it, Inferno's probably got it.
His
and they will
Ambessa
pick
is
it.
cracked.
I love Ambessa. I'm almost disappointed that we're probably only going to get 2 games. Oh,
there goes Ambessa.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I don't know. Like, I mean, if I'm looking at Inferno's champ pool, if that's the menu up at the counter, I'm looking up there and I'm stumped. I'm like, oh, geez, do I want to see a Kale, a Smolder?
I mean,
but one thing I do know is I am getting a side of Heimer no matter what. Every time I go in.
Dongeritis has shown himself.
Every time I go into Mick Eagles, I am ordering. I don't know what my entree is going to be in the top lane, but I know I want Heimerdinger on the side. And boy, oh boy, did we get it.
So we have a little bit of history with Heimerdinger. Do you want to go into it? Or?
Well, I mean, this is a very comfortable pick for Lance. Lance has been playing this since
it's his old one trick, basically.
Our viewers were born.
Yes.
The Dongeritis days are days we all remember fondly.
I'm pretty sure he was the top-ranked timer in the country for a bit.
I find that very believable. I think one of the first times he hit Grandmaster was Heimer. CMU picking
this is a better comp.
A little more conservatively here makes sense to me. This is sort of the type of thing I would have expected them to do last game, picking a consistent, more meta support like Nami with the...
Fury.
Something a little less comically counterable.
Support.
No, not at all.
But again,
harder to fit in. Nami is going to plug and play with a lot more bot lanes in the off chance that, you know, it is fearless.
Oh, but
it's
Skarner
fearless
gets
with
through.
Drywall Boxer Skarner. I heard this wasn't really supposed to be pickable for him.
Yeah.
I heard people don't really let this happen. So it's going to be interesting to see. Everybody just picks their favorite champ. So I'm hoping to see, you know, what Inferno's favorite champ is, unless it wasn't Bessa and it got banned. But we are already very comfortable and very strong.
And Varus, as I predicted.
Varus also pairs very well with Heimerdinger. These are two champions that, again, a comp like the last draft from CMU would have gotten stomped even harder by this, because you cannot approach these champions. You cannot walk into the likes of Heimer turrets, Varus Chain of Corruption spreading everywhere. You kind of do have to pick something ranged and safe, and probably not Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian's a rough pick
But you
here.
already did. You do at least have the Nami
Nami.
Lucian. It is blind. Support still open. So once again, I do feel like CMU is drafting kind of a like I always call them red comps. Like there's red and blue, and these red hold the forward. You know, something like Leona, something like you know, something like Jarvan, something like Nefiri. These are divers, and they want to, and they're short range. That is not the kind of thing you want to be playing against Heimerdinger, because anywhere you team fight is kind of like turret diving.
Yeah, exactly. It's...
And that's assuming no Chain of Corruption spreading. That's assuming they didn't also get Skarner with a giant suppress ult.
And that's the other thing. We have a bullet hell team, right? Already with Varus and Heimer. And then if you get through that, here comes the choo-choo train. Skarner's going to come through a wall and pin you.
Yes.
Like, and then drag you, you know, to Lord knows where.
Yes.
So, like, already a really strong core from EMU.
CMU is squishier and shorter range, and it is going to be very difficult for something like Lucian to find angles and, you know, not get outspaced by the likes of Varus, almost regardless of support.
They are, I think they're banking on Lucian just popping off in the early game, because Lucian Nami classic.
It's very doable, especially with Lucian Nami. And I think, you know, they did have a couple moments in that last game where they got on the same page and they got those fast, quick kills the way they wanted, but it was too little, too late.
But it went to Karma. That was the thing.
It went to Karma, and again, they're on stuff like Jhin and Brand.
Right. Azir.
Yeah, something a little more cohesive might be nice.
This is looking like a good draft.
Decent here. I feel like they're realizing that they can't just pick whatever they want and lose in peace anymore. They really want to pick a comp and play for something.
If I'm EMU, I would really like an Alistar here, just to really cement in, to just make Lucian's job even harder, give a bit of sustain.
Blitzcrank, I don't dislike, because Nami and Lucian, a weakness of theirs can be sort of level 1, especially with Varus having the sort of E to put the wounds on him, put the slow to help Blitzcrank hit that Q. And is this going to be the top laner? That's the same thing. I think there really is a way. Unfortunately, we're the ones blinding top lane this time, so it's kind of hard for Inferno to just be like, lock me my favorite carry. Akali. I was kind of hoping I would see Akali. When they were talking about how many carry tops this guy plays, I was like, I wonder if they do Akali, because all I know is Gunblade is back. Support Quest is giving is giving Sorcerer Shoes with more Magic Pen, and so that one item Akali is terrifying. And if you're planning on closing this game out as quickly as EMU is planning on closing this game out, you want a champion that does a lot of work on that first item spike.
Yone.
Gonna be doing it into a Yone. Or maybe they swap around if
I'm going to guess Yone top. This is like a mid lane fight in top lane, basically. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm CMU, though, I don't know how keen I am on trying to play against a player like Inferno's Akali as Yone, or trying to send Yone. If I'm Yone, I don't want to fight either of these guys. Our solo laners are freaks this season. These are insanely good players with really good champ pools. I honestly... I mean, I can't knock the Yone pick too much, but I don't I don't know that I'd feel safe doing it either.
All these champs are relatively squishy. If you spend a little bit of time in Heimertown, which, by the way, Blitzcrank has an express taxi service to bring you there, then you're going to be hurt really bad.
They got a couple of taxi services.
Yeah, with the Skarner, that's kind of like the public bus. A little slower, but reliable, more reliable.
And I, as the former AD carry from last year, I am very excited to see Varus, one of all 2 AD carries that existed for me when I was playing. But as I understand it, with new items like Dusk and Dawn, it's going to potentially look a little different. And I'm excited to see what Zero decides to opt for on this Varus.
Well, Varus is always a strong champion, but he's especially strong right now.
Yeah.
So the Blitz is a flashy pick. It's a pretty good pick, but again, I feel like if you pick Alistar, it locks it in here. So
yeah.
But then again,
but the only question mark is if you're playing Varus, you don't want a support that's that weak level 1 most of the time.
That's true.
Especially if you're EMU and like knowing how they want to draft, they don't want to give themselves these glaring weaknesses that sort of run counter to the game plan that they've practiced, right? They want to execute the plan that they've practiced in scrims over and over. It's, it's a plan around having good fundamentals, having the basics down and playing for priority in lanes so that you can, exert control on the map, just keep your order of operations in the right order, get your push before you advance your vision, before you make your plays, and then take objectives on exit.
No, I think you're absolutely right there. And again, you're right. Lucian Nami doesn't really pop up to around level 2. So I'm wondering how aggressively play this.
Extremely. Varus, Blitzcrank, their goal is to make sure Lucian and Nami don't get to level 2 with health and mana and a wave state that works for them.
Because if they do, then I think they have a free matchup.
Then you have a shot. Yeah, if you stand back and just play like, oh, I just want to farm and scale against the Lucian Nami, I'm just going to last hit, and you let them hit that level 2 and get a decent lane state as their jungler inevitably paths down to them because they are on Lucian Nami.
That's like trying to jaywalk on the freeway. Like you don't just casually do that with Lucian Nami.
Yes.
But
I trust Eastern, especially their champions already telegraphed that they're not going to do that. They know better than to let that happen. And here, actually, in the bot lane, this is interesting. They're playing at level 1.
Yeah.
They played level 1 cheese with the Nami Lucian, and they got that pretty big chunk onto Zero. Zero hitting the Q in reply.
And we already
But now he's got Q level 1.
Yeah, we already have the flash from Shambo. Has Hex Flash, of course, and Ignite also gives possibility, but the lane prio looks like it's going to them.
Yeah, I can't say I expected that. I will say they might have played too hard too early and are now in a situation where it's swinging back to them even before 2. Looks like Lucian's taking a ton of damage, used barrier. Might have gotten hit by a hook. It looks like Blitzcrank used Ignite as well.
All right, this is when they have a shot.
So now, see, look at where the wave is for this Lucian Nami. This isn't how you want this to be going if you're them.
No. And that's kind of where the aggressive level 1 comes in, because that messes with the wave state.
And ironically, that's exactly the kind of play that you would have expected to see out of a Karma from last game.
You're right,
That's an Ezreal Karma play being executed on Lucian Nami.
Oh, wait,
but now they've got this giant wave building up. There's no barrier on Lucian. The percent health damage from Varus WQ is going to come through. Lethal tempo. Look at the bot lane health bars now, and then look back at how many EMU minions are crashing. 1-for-1 dive, but again, look at all of these blue minions hitting the turrets off of this. EMU has done the game plan like I talked about, gets the kill.
And
Lucian
this
dives
massive
with
wave. It's
gotta
gone.
be, double stacked casters, and that's exactly what I was talking about. That's what Eastern told us in draft without even saying a word. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our thing. We're going to get our prio, set up our slow pushes, unlike what Lucian Nami tried to do, and make that death as punishing as possible.
I would like to give a shout out to the Skarner sacrifice in top lane, because that secures a massive lead for Akali. Yone loses a wave, essentially, and Akali is now up almost 10 CS already.
Yeah, and decimating XP difference when something like that happens to you this early.
Is happening, but
Yes.
Shambo is on the money. He knows it's happening. Oh, goes for a hex smash.
Beautiful
Gets
hook.
it.
This, another disaster,
But-
not even 4
okay.
minutes into this game.
Can you get that, though? Can you get that?
Lance
You're gonna have
Flash
to flash
throwing
for
the
it.
wrench. And Varus is going to be here first.
Oh.
This is the problem with losing priority in every lane if you're CMU so early on.
It's not
Is
pretty.
plays like this come out, and any turn play you might have gotten isn't set up yet. Because EMU is the ones thinking ahead, doing the setup, hitting the hooks on Shambo.
He gets home in time for the hook.
Getting a big chunk onto Lucian. Oh, now Lucian is half health, and it's pushing away from him. He has to watch in despair as his respawn support tries to salvage this.
Oh, he's going in, he's trying to make something happen.
With the Nami, but he just,
He can't.
you know, and I respect it. If you're Lucian here, you have to play desperate. You don't get to think about really what might happen if it fails because you're already just suffocating Inferno's damage.
I'm sorry, did Yone just lose half his health from one combo? Oh,
Best
man.
case scenario, that's all you lose.
And also, his E's gone.
Zero picks up another kill on Lucian.
Any hopes
They
of a
just
Lucian Nami? Or
don't. Yeah, it's
going
already destroyed. Realistically, the lanes and the jungler are just in sync, setting up these crashes.
Oh, he doesn't even
playing
care
for
that
these
Neferi's
dives.
there.
Yone's too squishy for them to care. Drivel's gonna take 2 tower shots and just walk that off.
And yeah, like what's the Neferi going to do in that situation?
What's anyone gonna do in any situation now? Because
Yeah.
now you hit tab and you're like, my Lucian Nami disconnected. They're offline. They've been unplugged. Blitzcrank reached to the power outlet and unplugged them.
And
I
unplugged
watched
them.
him do it.
Actually unplugged their
And
computer.
then the top lane, arguably worse. You know, now Inferno is threatening between turrets. Level 6, way earlier, up a bajillion CS. And they just, even if you're in a Fury, yeah, okay, you're up a little CS, you're getting your clears done on a champion that, you know, wants their clears done, but you have nowhere to go.
Well,
you try to go bot and play off this, your mid's dead, the Heimer's an ungankable champion anyway.
And jungle has really been a very support-esque role this season too. So like even more so than usual.
Yeah,
So
and the kind of support that right here, they need to be offering it to Lucian Nami in this window that Lucian Nami have.
No!
But because Neferi needs to be here, but they aren't, so instead, Lucian's losing a trade, even though he's got 20 billion caster minions on his side.
And a level up.
He gets it in, but that's all they get, and they're
he's just
threatening a
gonna walk up to
2v2
him.
anyway. No, you know, they don't have to
fear.
think about it.
Flash
Zero
is in.
flashes the bubble.
Wait a minute. Can you do that?
Oh,
Can you do
cancels an
that?
auto,
Oh
but
my
again,
lord.
yeah, has the triumph because Lucian Nami doesn't do well in those longer trades. And in this matchup, at this point with the items, they don't even do well in the shorter ones.
All right, but what the dog
Neferi
doing?
coming
Neferi
in
coming
too
in
late.
to nothing.
Neferi needed to be there when that was happening.
If Neferi was there, that would have been a double for them.
That would have been very different, and that's the other tricky thing about Lucian Nami. If, you know, your team is a bit less organized and doesn't quite have their head in the game,
And
you need good coordination with their
it's kill
jungler.
Yone o'clock. Oh my
Yep.
god, he doesn't even get to ult out!
And right on cue, just like I'm saying, coordination with your jungler, that's the difference maker.
I didn't think that this would be even more dominant than game one, but here we are.
I admittedly, I kind of did because, again, just I saw that EMU wanted to play not only champions that they're comfortable on and excited for, but also execute their game plan, do a bit less scaling and a bit more, let's get a lot more prio, let's get a lot more done, let's get kills, let's get dives, let's crash these waves.
My word.
Everybody's going on rampages. Lance is throwing wrenches. Lance is throwing rockets. He's going to pick up Neferi as well. Inferno is getting cheeky in the top lane at the same time. And this is what I said. This is the kind of game they wanted. They were planning on ending the game about this fast. And so having all the kills on champions like Akali, like, you know, you got a Varus here.
They got
really
kills
big
on
one-item
everyone.
spikes. And we're looking at more item spikes in their near future.
Oh, you're going
as Lucian
nowhere.
just gets one shot. Zero goes unstoppable, if you could believe it.
I love that death animation for
I
Lucian, by the way, where he just falls into the grave. So
Even
good.
if our Twitch chat couldn't believe it, I can believe that Zero would go up.
Oh, and there's our temporary Persona 4 flash. Prada's done that every time. It's on screen for a moment. It's kind of like Fight Club, if you've seen that movie, except
oh yeah, the cigarette burns.
Yeah, but way weebier. So
yeah, and yeah, I, as a Lucian enjoyer, who never got to play it, obviously.
Yeah, because it just wasn't in.
Because it wasn't Ashe or Varus.
Yeah.
My heart does kind of ache for this Lucian Nami, but the truth is that was always going to happen. You need to have a plan mapped out with a jungler who is willing to make that level 2, make that third wave prio happen. But Eastern, ultimately, they are the ones who have that basic concept down better and are going to execute it better regardless of matchup.
And that's the thing.
And it just kills you instantly.
Both lanes are online. Like you're like both.
Everyone,
yeah, everyone's online. Like obviously mid's online. Oh, that's just.
And now
rude.
Neferi's clear is slowed even further.
That's not even a strong play. It's just annoying.
Could have been blind going for the Neferi, but it did stall and stop Neferi from killing this. So now Boxer gets to come in and play for an invade. Looks like they might be getting punished. Varus not quite in step with it. Lance, however, is, and he has a lot of damage.
Lance is
the chain of
authority.
corruption and is going to land onto Lucian. Oh my gosh. The damage, the instant annihilation.
Man.
16-1 the score.
That
a
was
gold lead of almost, I want to say, is that 8,000? Almost.
Almost. Yeah, I'm not really a math guy.
No, exactly. Exactly. Now, off of that solo kill. Yeah. And it's much more of the same from Eastern here. Solo kills in all the lanes. 2v2 kills in the bot lane. Every jungle gank leads to a kill, but not just a kill.
Oh my, I respect it.
A kill in the plate.
Skarner gets to just go through the soldiers too. Oh man.
Yeah, CMU using all of their resources every time.
These are such.
Yone just died again. I didn't even know he was respawned yet, and he died.
Don't worry, he's gonna hit that Yone power spike very soon.
Yes, Inferno unfortunately helping Yone towards that 10th death a bit too quickly for my liking.
Yeah, no, that's gonna turn it around.
Yeah, might want to tone that back. But yeah, Storm Surge and a 10-stack Magi's coming through on the top side here.
Oh my, I didn't even see the Magi's. Oh, that's just, Magi's in both mid
coming
and top.
I mean, everybody's stacking. We got stacks on Heartsteel. We got stacks on our Soul Stealers. Varus is in the game, I don't know.
He just showed up from his own tower.
Yeah. And the CS leads are almost worse. they really, really,
Okay, okay.
Bit of a tech issue, but not a problem because, again, there's no enemy champions on EMU's screen to speak for. What is there to cast? They're on respawn again. They're down 60 CS in the top lane, 40 CS in the mid lane, some CS in the bot lane.
I imagine that when my pet watches me play League of Legends, that's what their screen looks like right now because it's constantly gray.
Yeah,
There's
the
no
colors
color.
are a bit muted,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But again, with just how confident and comfortable EMU was on the early game execution, because that, especially in scrims, the early game is the part of the game that you get to play in every single scrim, no matter how it goes.
Bro, they're just taking the tower right in front of them, and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, I mean, even gold aside, we've got a 4-level lead in the top lane. We've got mid laners solo killing junglers, or support solo killing junglers, rather. We've got, he's not done.
And he's dead. That's going to be Scorch.
That's going to be, and it's going to be stacks.
Yeah.
It's going to be stacks. This is just, I think ultimately, this is what happens when you get Eastern, a team that's, seems to me, really has the concepts down.
Oh, and here comes
on
the
champions,
TP.
they know how to play.
This could actually hurt Zero. Emphasis
yeah,
on
it
hurt.
did actually hurt him.
But that's
it was a pure 1v2.
Wait a minute. This is going a little bit wrong.
Running out of mana, coming in for stacks for Inferno.
The Inferno plot armor coming in to protect Zero.
I didn't even notice that there looks like there might be a third Medjai's here. Admittedly, this seems a bit rude, but who am I to judge? I think ultimately, against a weaker team though, ignoring the Medjai's purchases, I think it's actually more respectful to, play what you know and take the match seriously. Show them that you're not just winning by like messing around and being high rank, but you're playing as a team still. You're using the concepts you drilled in those scrims anyway. You want to seal out the game. Actually.
Because it's like, oh my God, does that even kill? It doesn't. No, you want to seal out the game because like, in a hopeless situation like this, it's almost like a mercy kill,
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. Like, if you want to, you could really just drag this out. But no, man, we're just going to take those towers.
Yeah, they're playing to close fast. I am almost certain that their coach said if you can't end faster than last game, Zero's getting like a noogie or whatever they give him these days.
Yeah, that's bullying these days, absolutely.
Yeah.
28-1, man. 28-1.
I am seeing in the chat that EMU's coach is kind of seemingly trash-talking his own players, saying that without his draft gap, they are nothing without him, is basically what he's saying there. And he's not wrong. There is a big draft gap here.
I mean, the draft has consistently been amazing.
But, they executed the early game exactly the way they wanted to, exactly the way they practiced. They got all the prio.
You didn't have to do them like that.
But they do.
You do.
Because that's what they practiced. They practiced doing them like that, as you put it.
Yeah. Oh, and here he comes. You're not safe from Skarner. He's got those drills. He's going to go through your base walls.
Yep.
And no matter what you throw at him, he's barely winded. Oh, no.
And they just have the stats, they have the damage.
I'm sorry, Navi, your name was drawn in the lottery.
Medjai's.
Your friends will soon follow.
Inferno's gonna dive the Nexus, probably get a kill there. Oh no, dodge comes through from the Azir. This is a very fast take. Honestly, faster than you might like to take things in the old season, but with all of the extra plate gold on every single turret now, you don't feel too bad about taking that inhib a smidge early. Because with this gold lead, a super minion might just stat check them as is.
I think, like, I genuinely think that, like, even if they fell on their face there and aced, it wouldn't make a difference. Like, it would just slow down the game a bit.
They don't have the comp. Both drafts here kind of wanted to get the same thing done, but ultimately only one team can do that every game, and Eastern got it done in the bot lane, and they got it done at the same time in the top lane, and then they got it done in the mid lane like one wave later, and that's just like last game. That early game pans out that way, and every angle you have vanishes.
I'm sorry, Azir, you thought you were safe?
They don't think they're safe.
No.
They think they're already dead.
I mean, they are.
And they're right.
Yeah.
I am seeing fully stacked the Medjai's on the Akali, fully stacked Medjai's on the Heimerdinger. Blitzcrank finishes, gonna have to get some stacks on there. Inferno hits a beautiful combo.
Nothing. Towers are a concept.
Gets some more stackage. Oh, dashes forward though, risks his stacks.
That's a great
flash to preserve those Medjai's. And Varus, everything's just going, just too much damage.
Game is going to end even before the 18-minute mark.
Yeah, you don't feel bad taking an inhib when you have this many fully stacked Medjai's to hit turrets with.
And this is an almost...
Shambo looking for some stacks on his as well. Gets his 4 stacks.
Almost a 20K gold lead.
And that is...
Oh, that's game. They're
definitely...
killing you, yeah, no, that's it. There's nothing.
Quite the shutout from Eastern. Yes, a mercy kill, to put it mildly.
It's very mild.
And just, as the former Varus merchant, I love to see that it's still panning out for him.
Wow. That was brutal. I think we might have to censor that on... we're going to have to censor that in the replay, in the summary of next game.
I definitely, might have to at least redact the Magi's purchases.
Blur them out, like put in like a really kind item, like a ruby crystal or
a control ward.
Yeah, put a control.
That was great to see. EMU just purchased control wards on all their solo laners that stage of the game.
It's a red eye.
Oh my gosh, did Lance win the game asleep? He's waking up just now?
We might have an interview coming in, by the way. We're not entirely sure yet, but that was how does it feel to see your boys doing that?
My heart is fit to burst. I was watching big creep waves crash on dead opponents time and time and time again. I was seeing Skarner dive after Skarner dive. It's what you want to see.
I can't believe a Skarner got through. Like,
it's what you want to see.
Oh, and here's the man, the myth himself, the reunion. You're not on camera
They
yet.
didn't have the camera yet.
Yeah.
Do you want? You should go back out. Go back
Here,
out.
you can try your entrance again. You can go for it again. All right.
Whoa.
They don't know. No.
Practice a couple more.
I'll give you the cue.
More.
I'll give you the cue. You can.
Oh. No, it's good to do a couple different takes. See what we like.
Yeah. Okay.
You landed on something.
All right. Lights, camera, action. Whoa! It's Lance.
Who was that? Whoa! Blinding speed.
It.
Blinding speed.
I
Lance
can't believe it. All right.
I'm gonna give it mine. You're the interview.
Yeah, I'm the interview guy. That's me.
Yeah, get out of here. Oh. Wow. Well, okay, EMU production. Look at us go.
Look at this altruism for nothing.
Yeah.
Unneeded altruism. All right, here you go. There you go. There
I
you
gotta sit in your lap.
Hi, I'm going to whisper into your headset now. Okay, no, that's all right. That's better.
Okay.
Here, okay,
We're good.
Go. So Lance, how did it feel to bust up a Heimer?
I kind of forced that one against Arlen's will. We took draft permissions for that second game. He was on the bench. Shambo was in the lead for drafting. Of course, he's going to help me out. Pick some Heimerdinger.
I didn't think you guys could end that faster than the first game. I'm gonna be real, but it did. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rise is good, but it takes a bit to play the game. So
like a 21-minute Rise win is already nuts. But I feel like, how have you been feeling about the teams you've been going up against draft-wise, right? Because I feel like they haven't really had as much of a cohesive draft as Eastern has had.
Well, it just kind of, you can tell they're just playing comfort picks. And that's usually how it is in the college level until you get to a certain level. Learning a bunch of champs is harder than it looks. Excuse me. Victory's taking its toll on me.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Well, okay. I mean, I am. But
Anyways, yeah. So we next week we're up against Ball State, and it's been a really dominant season for us. We're top 3, but Ball State is Ball State. So how are you feeling about that?
Definitely pretty good, actually. They're a strong team, and we've played them a bunch before and haven't been able to win. But we've been close a few times. Played them last semester, played them really close. I know if we have a good day and we're really locked in with our communication and we get the picks that we want, we can win on a good day. So I think it's going to be a good match. I'm excited to have a match that's a little more even competition.
Yes. Yeah. And I guess just a general question, how have you felt about the season changes for your role for mid overall?
Being able to take Ghost is really fun. I like that. I think the mid lane changes aren't too crazy compared to some of the lanes.
It feels mostly the same, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the boot upgrades, it's helpful, but
you had those last season for everyone, so
yeah. I think of all the roles, to me, it's probably the least impactful. So it's not too much different, but it lets you stay in lane a little bit longer to get your quest, and then once that's gone, you just peace.
I imagine that empowered recall feels really good too.
That it does feel good. I won't lie about that.
Yeah.
I will say, even though obviously the match wasn't particularly close, I appreciated that you guys sort of kept it respectful and still, took it seriously within reason. I'm ignoring the Magi's thing. Other than the stacking, you played the early game with intention still,
Yeah.
It was good to see, that you were playing the lanes the way you intended on playing them
We
and
weren't
not just
doing anything
doing
too
whatever
crazy.
you want.
Obviously, the
Yeah.
picks are a bit random. The
Right.
Magi's, some could see it as BM, but I mean, it's CMU. They're
I think
rivals,
yeah,
right? Come
yeah,
on.
and,
Sure,
and
yeah.
also, I mean, Magi's also does seal up the game much faster too. It's like
I
your
mean,
speed run
you
percent,
ain't wrong.
right?
That did help speed run.
Yeah. Well, okay. If there's anything else you want to ask, because I'm good.
Ain't much to say
Beautiful
about those.
games.
Yeah.
That
Just happy
rise
to-
dive,
happy to see
that
this man.
rise
Yeah,
dive
yeah. These two
got me.
former teammates.
That rise dive got me.
I love questions from the fans, but I will not answer that question, and also because he's not in person.
He's
So,
not in
can't help
person.
you.
Yeah,
No,
we
you
can't.
can't.
We can't catch him today.
He actually knew that question was coming. That's why he played from home. So, yeah. No, well, all right then. Then let's go into our schedule, and we will wrap things up. So tomorrow, Central will get the run back in Valorant. We will see if that goes any better for them. And then next week, we have Northern Illinois in League of Legends and Valorant. And then on the 11th, we will have a big game against Ball State, which was meant to happen much earlier in the season, but got postponed. And I think is that our last game of the season?
That will be.
So that's the finale. Don't miss out on that
Yeah,
one.
pretty much. Assuming we win next against Northern Illinois, if we beat Ball State, there's a potential we end first. So be a big game for us.
Okay.
And once again, just like last year, Ball State's icing us, stalling it out.
Right? I mean, we're scaling. We're scaling over the season.
They need more prep time. They're like, we gotta get more prep time for
Yeah,
Easter.
we gotta watch. We gotta see how
Yes,
they play.
that's exactly
yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you guys are warmed up now, so you're ready for it.
Yeah.
So
And we definitely feel a lot better than we were at the start of the season. Losing the Buffalo is definitely a big wake-up call for
yeah,
us.
you guys got into gear after that. So
For sure.
Okay, well, y'all have a great night, and I'm Henry, and we will see you in the next stream.
Fly Eagles fly.
Gamers.
Fly Eagles.
All right, let's go home.